Suicide, one of the most common ways of death in the entire world. Approximately 800,000 people commit suicide in 1 year. This issue deserves more recognition, considering how many lives it takes. The issues all stem from the lack of attention to mental health. Statistically, the suicide rate has increased 33% from 1999 to 2017, based on the NCHS data brief number 330 in November 2018. Suicide attempts have jumped drastically since 2006. Since 1999, the rate of suicide has escalated 35%. The most common reasons are much more complex than this, but generally, the reason for suicide attempts are based on health, the environment, and historical background. When it comes to your health, depression, substance use, serious mental health issues, and/or physical issues are common risk factors. Environmentally, having access to lethal weapons in stressful situations can also be risky. Lastly, historically, looking at previous attempts, a possible history of family suicides and childhood trauma might push you forward. According to the World Health Organization dataset, Lithuania, Russia, Guyana, South Korea, and Belarus are the top 5 countries struggling with suicide. Despite each country having their own cultural reasons for the suicide rate being very high, the most prevalent reasons overall are the economy, societal gender norms, education, and mental health. In Lithuania, there are 31.9 suicides per 100,000 people. Russia, 31 per 100,000 people. Guyana, 29.2. South Korea, 26.9. And Belarus, 26.2. In Lithuania, depression is a reported leading cause of suicide. In Russia, people put a lot of emphasis on having meaning in their life. Culturally and spiritually, Russians also seem to have a hard time. There are also economic struggles. In Guyana, being one of the poorest countries in the Caribbean, a lot of typical issues were reasons for suicide. People feel hopeless. Poverty makes things extremely hard on everyone, no matter the age. There is also family dysfunction and domestic violence within this culture. South Korea's complications deal with financial troubles, education, cyberbullying, etc. A lot of elders are committing suicide because of the lack of care and financial help they are receiving, if any. Younger people are dealing with bullying and stress from education burdens placed on them by society and their own family. Cyberbullying is a large issue that has driven many people, even celebrities, to suicide. In Belarus, their economic struggles, lack of trust, as well as the abuse of alcohol tied into the increasing suicide rates. In the United States, there is a high rate of suicide as well. Besides the well-known suicide hotline, Project 2025 is currently being worked on. This project plans to reduce the suicide rate by 20%, the best it's been in 30 years. So far, they looked into the most important parts of suicide, which are firearms, healthcare systems, emergency departments, and correction systems. They hope that by being more open, understanding, and questioning people and kids, they can attack the problem before it goes too far. Another place that attempts to help the problem is South Korea. In South Korea, there is a bridge that many people have known to have committed suicide on, called Mapo Bridge. Along this bridge, there is phrases of encouragement and love, pictures of happy people, and a phone in which people can talk to someone through a hotline about how they're feeling so they don't take the next steps to go through with their attempt. Nearby, there is a patrol team that has sensors and cameras along the bridge when someone is too close for too long and when someone climbs up. As soon as they are alerted, they take their team out to the water to save someone's life. In every country, there are many issues that contribute to suicidal actions. Despite that, not many countries are taking more steps to fix them. There seems to be a lack of funding for suicide and mental health awareness. With the National Institutes of Health only spending about $100 million on suicide and its prevention, care, protection, and research hasn't increased by much. Nonetheless, society shouldn't let that deter us too much. As a community, we should all work hard to stick together and work towards helping this issue of suicide. Mental health needs to be approached strongly so then the rate of suicide can lower. It should not be an issue that's only focused on when someone famous does it. More care, attention, money, and government interest is needed so this can stop being a taboo topic. No one should be afraid to speak on their mental state and possible suicidal tendencies.